As we are baking again, as we are all hiding inside in fear of our lives, waiting for the world to catch fire, I thought I'd take this opportunity. I was actually sitting down to make a topical video about Japanese films and the summer season. Literally, not blockbuster season. I mean films about or that heavily feature the season of summer. But I've just had a look at the trailer for a new film featuring Japan's legendary post-World War II kaiju. Yes, it's Godzilla v Kong Supernova. No, I kid. It's Godzilla minus Zero. An interesting looking teaser trailer has just dropped. I will take it as read that you all saw Godzilla minus one and enjoyed it. It's a film that largely came out of nowhere, and I won't say for the first time in ages, because Shin Godzilla was an interesting sort of wiping clean of the cinematic Godzilla slate. So it's not the most sort of revolutionary or the most fresh or different take on Godzilla we've had for ages, but it's certainly the most distinctive in the sense of kind of going back to where it all began, going back to World War II, and sort of trying to reimagine Godzilla as a sort of physical product of and embodiment of the horrors of World War II. So we have the same characters here. This is a direct sequel to Godzilla minus one. It's set 2 years after it's set, I believe, in the late 1940s. And again, we have the sort of extrapolation from events surrounding or sort of issues surrounding World War II. We're going back to atomic weapons here, nuclear weapons, the A-bomb, which is sort of prominently teased. But it looks like there's a kind of meaty moral conundrum here. Of course, the notion of science and scientific progress is something that goes back to the earliest days of Godzilla, with the scientist whose invention wreaks such havoc that he ends up dying with it, and he withholds it because he doesn't want to unleash it on the world. There's a very clear sort of parallel with Oppenheimer and the A-bomb in that film, albeit it's quite subtly handled in the very first Godzilla from 1954. And this is something that has kind of only very tangentially reappeared in other films, usually just to sort of expositionally sort of clear the decks, if you like, just to give some sense. Whenever we have a sort of rebooting of the franchise, be it in Japan or elsewhere, we have this sort of factored in as a kind of token piece of exposition. But I think Shin Godzilla and Godzilla minus one set about rebuilding the figure of Godzilla and the myth of Godzilla around the events of World War II, and kind of taking seriously the morality of what we saw. So I should say, taking seriously once again the morality of the actions surrounding World War II, the creation and the use of the A-bomb, as much as the sort of physical consequences and implications thereof. So there's an interesting tagline about crime and punishment here. So it's landing. It's an IMAX film, so that promises a great deal. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the director of Godzilla Minus One and Godzilla Minus Zero, Yamazaki Takashi, has just been confirmed as making the move to Hollywood. That's a journey that not that many Japanese filmmakers have made. Doubtless he'll be given something fairly high profile, so that's a space to watch, as it were. But have a look at the trailer, see what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of Godzilla Minus One, what you thought about Shin Godzilla, what your favorite Godzilla films are, or perhaps least favorite. Don't say Gareth Edwards. And stay tuned for a lot more content, including my work on Miwa Akihiro that I promised last week, and about Japanese summer films and my favorite. You can speculate on what that is. That's all to come very, very, very soon. So like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for giving me your time, as always, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.